Opposition have failed. Salih wants to stay in power till 2013. His opponents say that his mere presence is an obstacle to real change. Hashim Al-Barra, Al Jazeera, Sana'a.
Politicians in Taiwan say they feel threatened by China's plan to boost defense spending by 13%. Beijing played down the island nation's concerns, but Taiwan is urging the United States and Europe to sell them more weapons to develop their own arsenal. The man who shot dead 2 U.S. Air Force members at Frankfurt Airport on Wednesday could have killed more people if his gun hadn't jammed. German prosecutors have now issued an arrest warrant for 21-year-old Arid Uka. He's charged with 2 counts of murder and 3 counts of attempted murder. The magazine in his gun is said to have clogged, which stopped another 6 bullets from being fired.
He held the pistol directly in front of the third soldier's head and pulled the trigger twice in order to kill him. But the pistol didn't fire, as 1 bullet casing got stuck in the mechanism of the gun, so this soldier wasn't injured. As the accused realized his gun was no longer working, he escaped, but was followed by the soldier and overpowered and apprehended by both him and federal police officers.
In Pakistan, mourners gathered for the funeral of the former Minorities Minister Shahbaz Bhatti. Security was tightened around Islamabad's main church, where a funeral service was held. Bhatti was shot dead on Wednesday. He had been calling for reforms to Pakistan's controversial blasphemy law. Saif al-Islam Gaddafi has been the public face of the regime since the unrest began. The son of the Libyan leader disputes there's a political crisis in the country and has accused the media, including AlJazeera, of exaggeration. In an interview with Anita McNaught, he claimed a Western conspiracy was behind the unrest.
We have money in Switzerland. It's a joke. Please, come on. We are not kids. Stop fooling us. We have no money outside. You know, they failed. Come on.
That's just one. That's just one.
Give me
of the problem.
A single evidence that show me my our bank accounts. Show me. Second,
the bank
show
accounts,
me that. No. Show
but
me
that's the least of your problems. Your diplomatic immunity has been taken away. You can't even travel
listen,
like you used to.
The West, we know them very well. When you are strong, you know, they run after you. They are like, you know, they're like cats. If you are weak, they want to be like tigers. We know this game. We tried them for a long time. We know them for a long time. The West, the Americans, the NATO. Come on, we don't pay attention to them. Please, come on. We know the organized media campaign against Libya. We know this very well. This country will survive. I know they want to split the country. They want to destroy it. They want to control its assets. It's a very rich country, small population. This will not happen. So we tell those people, be happy. This will never ever happen because the Libyan people are so united. And please wait for surprises.
And you can watch Anita McNaught's full interview with Saif al-Islam in a couple of minutes from now. That's right after the headlines. And if you missed that, we'll be showing it again at 02:30 GMT on Saturday. You're watching Al Jazeera. These are the stories making headlines. Forces loyal to Gaddafi have been trying to regain control of the closest opposition-held city to the capital. This footage was uploaded onto a social media website from Azawiyah. Al Jazeera has been told that 30 people have been killed in the latest clashes and hundreds wounded. Earlier we spoke to Hamad, a police officer in Bishr. He says Azawiyah is seeing the fiercest fighting.
In terms of casualties in Zawiya, the latest death toll we have is 50 who have been killed by pro-Gaddafi forces. These figures are from early this evening. As for the wounded, there are around 300, but many more are incoming because the fighting continues in some places. So we cannot really confirm the final death toll as the situation is volatile. And I have just received info from the revolutionaries. They say that they have taken over the city of Ras Lanouf.
An explosion at an arms dump in Benghazi has killed 12 people. The depot is just outside Libya's second city. The injured were brought to a nearby hospital. Security forces have used tear gas and rubber bullets to break up an anti-Gaddafi protest in Libya's capital, Tripoli. Several hundred men took to the streets after Friday prayers, demanding an end to the Libyan leader's decades-long rule. 2 U.S. transport planes have landed in Tunisia carrying supplies for refugees fleeing the uprising in Libya. On board are plastic tents, blankets and water containers for the tens of thousands of stranded foreign workers. And clashes have broken out between security forces and protesters in the Egyptian city of Alexandria. Unconfirmed reports say at least 1 person has been killed and 2 wounded. Protests have also continued in Cairo's Tahrir Square. The new Prime Minister, Essam Sharaf, addressed the crowd and vowed to work hard to meet protesters' demands. In the Iraqi capital, Baghdad, protesters demanded improved services, better pay and an end to government corruption. While further south in the city of Basra, security forces used water cannon and batons against anti-government demonstrators. Those are the latest headlines. The news continues here on Al Jazeera. Lots more details on all the stories we're covering on our website, and you'll find that at aljazeera.net/English. That address again, aljazeera.net/English.
Leaders are remembered, be they loved or feared. But what of the men and women whose hands build their monuments and whose blood stains their battlefields? People in power at this time on Al Jazeera.
Homes have crumbled and many buildings have been left just empty shells.
Tensions are high. Riot police trying to control thousands of Greek protesters on the streets of Athens.
A British court has approved the go-ahead for WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange to be extradited.
Gaddafi is waging a war against the Libyan people. They are killing civilians mercilessly. They're using ammunition, live ammunition.
Libya's crisis has seen the emergence of a host of new and distinct voices in the country. Voices from the east, voices on the internet, and in the capital Tripoli, the emergence of a new Gaddafi voice, that of his second eldest son, Saiful Islam Gaddafi. Educated partly at the London School of Economics, he's long been seen as potentially the reformist figure in his father's 42-year regime. Saiful Islam Gaddafi, Saif, welcome to Talk to Al Jazeera. So, the fight back has begun.
It's not the fight back. It's, first of all, it's calm all over the country, except today what happened in El Brega. El Brega is an oil port, so we export most of our oil from there. And because some armed people went to the harbor,